Hey yogis, I'm Nicole. Welcome to my yoga time. Today's yin practice is especially beneficial for digestion. And throughout the practice, I will encourage you to take a palm mudra, which is to connect your thumb to the middle and the ring finger. And this mudra is also said to be beneficial for removing waste and for detoxing the body. I do have a bolster and 2 blocks close by, though you can practice this class without props. If you've got those at home, do grab them. And when you're ready, we're going to begin in child's pose. So coming over onto all fours, we'll connect those big toes and take those knees as wide as the mat, sinking the bottom back towards the heels, and we'll extend the arms in front. So you do need your forehead to rest comfortably. If it's not meeting the mat with ease, then just place your block underneath instead. You might choose to let those palms just rest on the floor. I'm going to bring the palms together for today's practice. Begin to breathe down into the lower body. As you inhale, feel your navel expand, and even your side waist and your lower back. Take a moment to pause to hold the breath before you exhale very slowly. And breath by breath, witnessing the body sink a little deeper into the pose. And let's follow the next inhalation, coming out of the pose now, moving into a seated position. Do recruit your blocks if you have them. So 2 choices with the next pose. We're going to extend the right leg out in front. Option 1, left knee bending, sole of the foot meeting the thigh. Of course, if this hip and knee needs support, a block can go under there. If you're really tight through the hamstrings and through the back and you don't have much range of motion, you can always bring a chair over and fold to the chair. Don't hesitate to bend this right leg in this position, and particularly for today because we're wanting to stimulate digestion. If it's available for you, do your best to bring your belly to meet your thigh. So you might not normally need to bend the leg, but today you might choose to. You can prop up that leg with a block or a bolster and folding forward. If you are able to configure your props to support the head, please do so. Your second option, a little stronger through those hips, is we're going to cross the left leg on top of the right. So don't push through any pain or discomfort. If this is not an option for you, stick with option 1. So from here, it can feel a little intense on this bottom leg with the weight of the top leg, particularly through the hamstrings. So you might even find that it feels a little more supported with a rolled up towel or your block underneath there as well. So when you're ready, folding forward, and again, if you can configure your props to support the head, please do so. I encourage you to turn those palms to face up and taking a palm mudra now, connecting the middle and the ring finger to the tip of the thumb. So yoga is 90% waste removal. We do that through improved digestion, through sweating, though obviously not in this yin class, but especially through the breath. We purge through the breath. So there'll be times during the class that I encourage you to find a longer exhalation. And witness your breath moving the body. And taking one more breath in this position. Let's follow your next inhalation out of the pose. Coming up very slowly, leaning back, bend both knees and just switch those knees from side to side. So never rush out of your yin postures. It takes time for the body to respond. Our connective tissue doesn't tend to snap back quite as quickly as our muscles do in our dynamic practice. And as always, don't look for your maximum stretch. If you find that you're going to your edge, then ease off. Prop the body a little more if you need to, because the duration of the pose and the breath will take you where you need to be. Option 1, sole of the right foot to meet the left thigh. Option 2, crossing that leg over once again. Configure your props however you need to. When you're ready, folding forward. If it's available for you, turn those palms up, finding a palm mudra. And each time your mind wanders, just guide it back to the breath. Breathing down into the lower body, feeling that expansion. Always finding a moment to pause. Before you exhale, very slowly. And follow your next inhalation out of the pose. So same as before, we will take those knees very slowly from side to side. There'll be two choices with the next position. If you have a bolster, you'll be using that and coming into a prone twist. If you don't have a bolster, you'll come down onto your back. Crossing the right leg over the left leg, hips shifting a little to the right, and then bring the knees down to the left. So feel free to place a block underneath the legs for support. If this doesn't feel good on your hips, you can uncross the legs and take a block in between the thighs instead. And if it's available for you, no concerns with your neck, lift the head and move the back of the head to the left, and then turn the head to the right. If your right shoulder's not happy, you can bring your arm down next to the back instead of taking it out to the side. And for those with a bolster, let's bring the bolster over now. This is one of my absolute favorite positions. So you'll sit with your right hip next to the bolster. Hands are either side. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and then as you exhale, laying yourself down. And even here, if those hips need support, block can go in between the thighs. Head can turn left or right, whichever feels better for your neck. And if it's available for you, you can turn those palms up and take your mudra once again. So in just a moment, I'm going to count your breath to help you set the pace in this cleansing twist. As you inhale, allow the navel to expand. And as you exhale, gently draw in towards the spine. If you're able to gently deepen the breath, you'll deepen the twist. We're going to inhale for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6, and hold for 2. If you find that you're straining the breath, please ignore my count and return to your natural breath. Let's all breathe out together. And inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, holding 1, 2, Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, holding 1, 2. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, holding 1, 2. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, holding 1, 2. And if you're in your prone twist, follow your next inhalation, lifting up out of the pose. If you're in a reclined twist, inhale those knees to center, shift the hips a little to the other side, and change sides. From your prone twist, you can take a brief downward facing dog as you take those hips up, and then bending the knees, bringing your left hip down. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to lower down. Head can turn left or right, and finding your mudra once again. So counting your breaths once again, let's all breathe out together. And inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, holding 1, 2, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, holding 1, 2, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, holding 1, 2, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, holding 1, 2. And follow your next inhalation, coming out of the pose. So if you're in a reclined position, bring yourself up. Next posture will be our Sphinx pose, and I'm going to give you a few different variations. So if you don't have a bolster, you'll just come straight down onto your navel. So here, if you find that your back is catching you a little, you can take the feet a little bit wider. You can always move those elbows a little further away from the ribs. If If you find that your head needs support here, feel free to place a block underneath the forehead. Option 2, if you do have a bolster and 2 blocks, let's lay across the bolster instead. So bringing your navel down, and you'll need both blocks, one under each forearm. And you can bring those fingertips to touch. Or if you need to support the head, you can make fists with your hands, support the jaw, or frame the face with your fingertips. So feel free to close the eyes down or find a point to focus, your drishti, your 1,000-mile stare. And as you breathe down into your navel, you'll feel it press against the mat or the bolster as you inhale. And gently drawing in as you exhale. So if you are laying flat on the floor, just lower down now, turn your head to one side. You can rest with your arms next to the body, palms to face the ceiling. If you're on the bolster, push yourself back, bring one block with you, just placing that block underneath the head so the spine is fairly neutral as we take a very brief counter stretch. And when you're ready, if you're in your seated position, come on up. If you are reclined, then just roll over onto your back for me. So for this position, we'll straighten the right leg, take a hold of your left knee, and moving into a twist, take your left knee over to the right. From here, let's take the right leg back, bend the knee, and see if you can collect the foot. Now, if you can't reach the foot, you can always use a strap or a belt. If this doesn't feel good on your back or you need to lighten the pose, roll a little bit more onto your right side and prop up the head. Otherwise, find your way down into a gentle twist with a back bend. Take 3 more breaths into the lower body. And on your 3rd breath, releasing the right foot and returning to your back. We'll change sides straight away. Take a hold of your right knee, find your twist. Then take your left leg back. We want to collect the left foot, either with your hand or with your strap. And again, if you need to lighten the pose, roll onto your left side and prop the head up. Otherwise, allow that shoulder to fall back as you lower into your twist. So this particular position stimulates the stomach meridian. And all of our twists help to wring out our digestive organs, as though you're wringing out a sponge. Take 1 more breath. And as you exhale, releasing the foot, returning to your back. Let's take a hold of those knees now, cupping the hands over the knees. Arms as straight as you inhale, and when you exhale, bend the elbows and draw those thighs in towards the navel. Inhaling to straighten, and exhale to bend. So this position is also known as the wind relieving position. So welcome any movement. Better out than in. If you'd like to take longer here, please do so. Otherwise, when you're ready, lower those feet down to the floor or move into Savasana. I'm going to place a block under each leg. Of course, you can lay flat, or if you prefer, you can bring your bolster over. Let's tuck those shoulders under. Turning the palms to face the ceiling and taking a palm mudra once again. Softening the forehead and letting the eyes roll back. Tongue and jaw relax. Begin to inhale a little deeper now. Feel free to wiggle toes and fingers or gently rock the head from side to side. Follow any urges to move or stretch. Before rolling to your preferred side. And taking a brief moment in the fetal position before finding your way up to seated. Thanks, yogis. I hope you enjoyed today's practice. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel, not just my channel, but any other yoga teacher that you enjoy watching on a regular basis. A lot of time gets put into planning classes, recording, editing, uploading, and the best way to support free yoga on YouTube is to subscribe. So wishing you a lovely day, and I look forward to seeing you next time.